And I think we're live. Hello, everyone.
Willkommen.
Welcome to another exciting issue of Topflight, starring Topflight.
Hey,
featuring
friends.
Other members of Topflight.
Wow.
How is everyone doing tonight?
I'm
Pretty good.
I'm doing great.
Good.
Cool.
I'm still licking my wounds a little bit, but at least we get to ask this guy some questions.
I would recommend you let the med bot heal you instead of just licking them. That'll probably be better.
You don't know the extent of my powers.
Fair.
I think the wounds that Findon is licking are probably more sort of psychological, unable to break type wounds. Yeah. Well, I guess that we will probably just go ahead and get into it. Unless anyone here has reason to, delay that or say anything.
I object.
Is not trusting that you have our best interest at heart a good reason to not start?
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Valid.
And so the stream has ended.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
that's it
good night.
for
See
tonight,
you all
guys.
later.
and thus our stream is ended. Okay. Thus his stream is ended. So, well, very good. Well, then I have a synth devil's bargain for you for the beginning of tonight's stream, which is this. We are going to have yet another kind of opening couple pages of issue 5 will cut away to a different scene. And you will decide which one of these is revealed to you as players, not characters, and which one goes unreported for now. You have two choices of location. One is under the earth in a subterranean catacomb, likely in the Alps, although one is never really sure where Tatiana Temple's base may be. And the other is on the resort island of Mahoroba in the Pacific. So in other words, do you want to see what the villains are up to, or do you want to add some new individuals to this? There are 5 of you, so first side that gets 3 votes is the winning side for this little peek behind the curtain, which your characters will be unaware of, but will give you a
I want
meta
to see what
sense
the
of
villains are doing.
a vote for the villains.
Yeah.
I vote the island.
1-1.
We can't do both. We can.
Again,
Wait,
I don't
hold
have
on,
your best
but V
interests at
can
heart.
split, so she can split her vote, right? Like, hold on now.
No, specifically
Eight votes, actually.
she can't do that.
Yes, she can split her body to activate multiple things at once, but she can only split. Yes.
God
I vote
damn.
island.
Island. 2 for the island.
I vote villain.
Ooh, Pierce. Now you're just deciding.
I was
Now
just like,
take
no,
everything out of the
you
way.
can't voodoo on me.
You're going to decide if you're going to see
Interesting.
something about what's going on, or if you're going to have a fun look at some stuff that may just be for fun.
I vote island.
Yeah,
Okay.
island party.
All right.
Issue 5 begins with a rather, based on where we ended last time, with Findon bringing the unconscious but living body of Grim Bastion out through the portal, back through another towards Topflight Tower on a very sort of intense moment. We cut to this beautiful island resort in the Pacific. There are 6 women sitting on the beach, enjoying an all-expenses paid trip to a wellness retreat that they got for free they're not really participating in the wellness retreat, that's the idea. But right now, they are just enjoying the beach. One of them is named Plethora, and she is using her water manipulation powers and the fact that her arm is really long to sit all the way on the back at the beach with her arm extended about sort of 20 feet, and she's just making fun little shapes in the water. As she sips a cocktail out of a half coconut. Sitting next to her under a big black umbrella, wearing a 1920s style like bathing costume, is the Hoboken Witch. And she has her various familiars out there playing in the water as well. She's like, ah, yes, Grey Malkin, splash and frolic. Over to the next side, Susan is Susan is in a conversation with Mind Game, who is asking her, "Sweetie, don't take this the wrong way, but why are you wearing a bathing suit?" And Susan says, "Oh, I thought is it not a good one? Do I not look good?" No, you look great. I mean, you usually walk around naked. So I don't know why.
It's like when Donald Duck gets out of the shower and he puts a towel on, even though he's pantsless 100% of the time.
And Susan says, "Oh, I was kind of just trying to fit in." Oh, okay. Oh dear. Dr. Volatile is sitting next to Masquerade, and she is very carefully, with her sort of the special bracers that she wears with which she can control and manipulate chemicals. She is very carefully just going over the sand as she sits in it. And Masquerade says, What are you doing, Doc? You don't understand how disgusting every surface in the world is. I'm just making sure that the chemicals that are on me are pure. I'm just making sure there's no germs around, no pollutants, nothing like that." And suddenly a massive gush of water hits her in the face as Plethora has sent just a torrent of water from over. Dr. Volatile stands up, begins to clean herself off with this. Plethora will say, "Hey, Masquerade, give us some eye candy." So Masquerade begins becoming various people, kind of sashaying across the beach, who she knows her teammates are attracted to. She tries a Yeti for Susan, but Susan's like, no, shaggier. Dirty fur, filthy fur. Like they've been out in the wilderness for like days. And Masquerade tries to accommodate that. She does a few various superheroes who these characters are attracted to. For Plethora, she becomes Baron Darkness, because Plethora is like, and Mind Game says, "Shut up." And then for the Hoboken Witch, she becomes the Dark Lord Satan. And the Hoboken Witch is like, now there's a looker. No, make him the Jersey Devil. Very handsome. Ooh, horns and beards and cloven hooves. And as they're all kind of having this fun moment, Mind Game glances over and sees that some other beachgoers have their phones out. I'm kind of curious about what's going on as they seem to be reacting with some concern. She sort of stands up and wanders over to there's a couple Instagram influencers, but they've got their phones out, and she's like, "I didn't think we were supposed to have phones." But when she sees what's on their phone, she pauses for a moment. And then suddenly everyone on the beach is overtaken by this almost involuntary psionic blast that comes out of Mind Game. The two Instagram influencers, they're like falling over, gripping their heads with this. Even the rest of the team is kind of being pushed aside. Masquerade, her last illusion falls. The familiars go scattering into the water. Susan rushes over and begins putting out one of her pheromones to calm everyone. As Dr. Volatile and Plethora and the others kind of come over, they're like, what's wrong? What's happened? And she says, they killed my brother. Oh my God, we have to get there now. You don't know what he was making. And with that, we will cut to you guys.
Who's her brother?
Hi.
Man.
Who's her
I
brother?
like to have met in my mind the when it was Make It the Jersey Devil, the only thing that changed is that like a leather jacket appeared. He was like, "Yo, what's up?"
Hey.
Devil. Anybody? Hey, I got some souls. They fell off a truck.
Oh my.
Yeah, they sold them to me, all right. I didn't lift them. Anyway, Jersey Devil. Okay. So that is the little scene that you all have seen.
And but at this point, has time gone? Are we picking up right where we left off, or is enough time gone by now that like this knight I'm carrying is like in a cell of some kind?
Well, he is currently in top care. We will cut.
Oh, that's right. He did
cut
try
ahead
to cut
about
his
an
heart
hour
out.
or so. He was carving himself. So kind of, yeah. We'll go back to the threads here. You know, you guys rushed there to stop him. You received these reports that all across the country, various agents of Temple were dying. They were like rotting from the inside. And you'll never know what's going on with that because you chose to see the fun on the island. But at this point, let's to recap things. Elax also rotted. We'll say all of you have returned. Armament, you have a medallion. Did you also bring back the Grimblade?
I think it'd be important that we don't let it fall into some random person's hands.
Shinobi says, I agree, we can vault it. They have storage here, but I probably trust ours more, even though... nevertheless, if you don't mind, I think we'll have Synth Devil take this down there. But she'll ask you about that medallion that you have.
Yeah, so I like it was heal. He cut it out of himself, and then when I put it back on the wound, it started to heal him a little bit. I don't know if it like is. It seems like it might have been a source of some necromantic power or some kind of like stabilizing force. I'm not entirely sure, but we can certainly have some scans performed back at Topflight.
Exactly. So we will, yes, go back into. We're now in top care. You have this one figure kind of on the slab. Has been stabilized. Burroughs is, working him up. He does have the, the manacles, kind of the, like in sci-fi movies where there's like things that go whoop over people's arms and legs so they can't move.
He's got the Winter Soldier treatment.
Precisely. But you are all in there, and Burroughs is, we'll say, several minutes into an analysis. But Burroughs will say, the patient will live.
Well, I suppose that's good.
Better than the alternative for now.
Why did we save his life?
We'll need to ask him some questions.
But what? When I walked in, he was already dead. I just don't understand what happened.
He was cutting himself open. He was trying to basically give himself a filet-o-heart, and
is that the medical term?
It's not the
Year 3 of med
term,
school,
no.
filet-o-heart.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to get medical, he was attempting to make an incision from the upper left thoracic up through the clavicle and out to the shoulder. But he at this point, look, we have no information to go on. We don't know a damn thing right now, and it's.
I am going to wash his blood off of my person.
I support that idea.
Thank you. I will meet back here shortly.
Do you want to teleport to the bathroom?
The less time this is on me, the happier I will be.
Thank you, Lumen.
What
So you guys teleport. You make a portal to the bathroom. Perfect.
I like the idea that it's just like the next room over, like it's just one door down.
Right? And I'm just like, like I teleport you right.
Yeah, well, surely, probably because surely the medical wing has like a decontamination shower.
Yeah.
What happened to the other?
Oh, they took care of it. I got there too late for the excitement, so.
Yes, Elax already suffered a fate. If any of you are magically inclined, you can look over this medallion, though I think I have a suspicion of what it might do. So Lumen has left. Does anybody else have proficiency in Arcana? Okay. Synth Devil, actually no, Synth Devil's taking it down, so Shinobi Red will just kind of walk over and look at Grim Bastion laying there. This is concerning. They didn't seem too concerned about dying last night, did they?
Well, it sounds like that was the goal, according to what you're saying, armament. Like a cyanide capsule kind of situation.
That's what it appeared, yeah.
Well, that's certainly worth asking about. Seems like question number one I have.
I guess we could see if there was a similar medallion in Elax's body.
She will check with the police. They say there was not one. But I will say that Shinobi Red, with her sort of detective skills and whatever, as she kind of looks at the thing and analyzes it, says, it appears that this medallion grants immunity to necrotic damage. I suspect it's something only the Templars receive.
How fast does necrotic damage set in after you, say, try to stab yourself?
I think he was probably doing a lot of damage with his blade beforehand. So perhaps all the necrotic damage he would have taken with it being removed finally went through.
Someone who has been hit by that sword, it's significant. And that would make sense if he was trying to remove himself. That medallion would have certainly inhibited that.
We'll
Very
put this in the
curious.
vault as well.
I mean, part of me wants to see if we can use it, but after my experience with even a copy of that sword, I think that's probably for the best.
No, I would not try to keep anything like that nearby. V, are you all right?
Doing great. Just don't like people trying to. Very worrisome.
She'll kind of just go. She just starts looking on a screen somewhere. Synth Devil comes up and says, blade has been placed in the vaults.
Oh. Well, I'm glad it's taken care of.
Indeed. Did we wish to put this little trinket away as well?
Yeah, I believe so.
I shall return. He goes down to the vaults once again. Lumen, I think by this point you can be cleaned off. Burroughs will say, the patient is stable.
Can they talk?
The patient is unconscious. Would you like me to induce consciousness?
Armament?
Might as well.
Are we sure the
Seems like-
restraints will keep him down?
Again, we will.
Yeah, I'll put like a hand on I'll just, no, I won't actually touch him, but I'll stand nearby.
Perfect. So, as you guys are...
I'll just form like just a dagger in my hand.
I'll split into two more. Just in case.
Just surrounding, ready to go in case shenanigans happen. Synth Devil returns Lumen's back at this point. You're all here. Shinobi Red kind of doesn't seem like she has something in hand, but she definitely does. And you are all now just around this as one of Burroughs' arms comes out, puts an injection into the neck. Larger influx of breath, the eyes open of this individual. He's pretty scarred under the stuff. He's looks like a pretty tough customer. His old GB. His eyes open. He inhales. He just is kind of staring upwards.
Well, good morning. We were just hoping to ask you a few questions about the whole incident at the prison.
Hello?
You spoke English last time, right?
The eyes don't seem to be moving. They're just staring straight up.
Can I do the light cantrip? And
Sure.
kind of move my finger in front of his face. But
No
like far
response.
enough that if he were to try and bite me, he could not.
Understood. You don't see any response. The pupils are fixed and dilated.
Burrows, do you detect any kind of brain activity going on here?
There is brain function of a regulatory nature. I can run some nervous system tests, but I don't see any higher brain activity. No signs of consciousness or...
Does he not have a soul?
That is outside of my ability to analyze.
Sure. Well,
I mean, based on everything that we've seen so far, that's not outside the realm of possibility here.
no, it's possible that that this body is alive, but the inhabitant is gone.
Yeah, I mean, based on what we're seeing, does it seem like he's just brain dead, or?
He does not appear to be brain dead.
He has brain function.
Well, but it's just the kind of regulatory things that are keeping him like breathing and like all that stuff.
Exactly, and he seems to be Burrows. Burrows will sort of say, as you're sort of asking this, Burrows can say, "I can run cognitive tests."
Yes, please, Burrows.
Burrows kind of moves a screen over the head and begins sort of just, showing various images, checking for engagement. After about 5 minutes, the eyes do start like moving a little bit. And Burrows says, yes, there does appear to be some consciousness. It is relatively low and disengaged.
Does it respond to pain? Finton, pinch his arm right here.
I have
See what
not
he does.
attempted.
Since Lumen is right there, she will just when V said that, she will just slap him in the face and go, "Oh, please don't tell anyone I did that."
He does sort of like, he doesn't like wince, but there's definitely a flinch. There's definitely a Burrows will say, nervous system and pain functions seem to be functioning.
Perhaps, in time, this entity started responding to the light, so maybe if we give them time, we'll be able to talk to them. I don't really have an idea other than that.
Yeah, I guess I feel like we could, like, given time, he'll start to keep recovering. Like,
make a medicine check.
it's an 8. I'm no brain surgeon.
Yeah, this is not your area of expertise.
What kind of doctor is Armament? Like, is he just like a pediatrician? Like, what does he do?
I think I would say trauma doc, like ER.
Okay.
Yes, unfortunately, as you look this over, you don't see. You're really not sure. So, unfortunately, though, it does not appear this person is talking anytime soon. But Burrows can continue these tests going on. Shinobi Red, I guess, will add. You had indicated that you might want to have him put in a cell. Is that correct, Finton?
I mean, yeah, if he starts to want to escape, he's strong.
Burrows, let's go ahead and move him as you do these tests to one of our secure care sections. And the sort of whichever bed he's on kind of shifts over, and the floor falls out, and just it is lowered down. A couple of Burrows' arms still sort of holding screens over, and with that, the bed is gone.
Is Burrows just the medbot, or is it like Jarvis? Is it the AI that's running everything?
Burrows seems to be the sort of AI and medical. It basically just is the medbot, but it can control arms throughout the medical bay and in some other related areas.
Oh, yeah, I just need to know now that we don't have Synth Devil to ask for everything. If Synth Devil's coming out with us in the field,
yeah.
Who do we ask for things?
There's not a centralized AI like that. You probably still would ask Synth Devil, but otherwise you can just, you just grab a screen and log in or whatever. But Synth Devil sort of returns, or I think he already had gotten back by this point. But well, all right. I will add that representatives from the United Nations and Department of Defense are still awaiting a meeting, but unfortunately we got less information out of that. Burroughs is continuing his analyses of Barren Darkness and Ice Queen. But in the interim, what is our next move, senior members?
I mean, now that they're here, we might as well just meet with them and get it over with.
I will have them brought up. Shinobi's like, sure. So if you guys, she steps away to kind of prepare the room. The others of you are still in top care. The bodies of Barren Darkness and Ice Queen are still being analyzed. The gray kind of fossilized remains. Anything you'd like to do or discuss before you have your little meeting?
I mean, we basically still don't know anything, right?
We've
So
learned.
how
We've done so much and learned nothing. I just.
Shinobi Red. Like I've never really been quite familiar. I've never been in this room before. What is the dynamic between Topflight and the U.S. government? Do we take our orders from them? Are we co-equal?
She kind of she raises an eyebrow in a way I can't do. She says, no. We accept their help and infrastructure, but we make our own decisions. At least, we did so without issue while Meridian was still around. I would not be surprised if both of these bodies try to push back.
Yeah, that makes sense. Now that the strongest entity in the universe is no longer the top of this organization.
Well, the universe is probably overstating it, but...
At least this solar system.
Yeah.
Well, then I suppose if you think that that's the case, then perhaps we play the situation a little bit closer. We're simply investigating what happened. We have several leads, but we're not, and that's all we're willing to disclose at the moment. We're taking care of it.
She's kind of just looking around at all of you for your input.
Does that seem good to everyone?
Yeah.
Sure.
Someone wants to come fight you. It's best not to give everything away at the beginning.
She goes back into the chamber. The elevators open, and you hear a couple of people are walking into Top Forum with Synth Devil. This way, please, gentlemen.
Top Forum. Oh my god.
If you guys
Top Shell.
Top 4 has been there since set in issue 1.
I don't remember it.
So, as you all enter the chamber here, you see two men. One is wearing do any of your characters? This is one thing I don't know. Do any of your characters have a military background in the U.S. government's military? Obviously, Lumen, you probably have a military thing, but yeah, none of you are military. Okay, so you don't recognize a Rear Admiral Lower Half's regalia, but that is what he is wearing. Admiral Chen is his name. He's about like 45 or so. He is the DoD Special Liaison to Superhuman Affairs, the SLSA. It is a cabinet level position at this point. There is also a man in a suit. His name is Gonzalo Sanz. He is he is from Spain. He is a UN representative. And he is there, and they're both kind of very awkwardly in the process of sort of talking to Synth Devil. But as you all enter, Admiral Chen says, "Oh, Shinobi Red, I'm glad that the reports of your death were exaggerated. I'm so sorry. I've heard about what happened here. For the rest of you, hello. My name's Lance. It's nice to meet you." He begins sort of shaking hands. Sorry about the circumstances. I guess. And Gonzalo comes over and it's nice to meet you. Hello. Shakes everyone's hands. Terrible tragedy.
Indeed. Hello, gentlemen.
Well, I will let my colleague from your government's military speak with you first. Gonzalo sort of steps back, already pulling out a phone and doing something. Lance will say, "Well, I'll."
Question. Armament.
Yeah.
Your armor is your armor transformative as well?
What do you like? What do you mean?
I just want to know if you still have this guy's blood all over you.
That's a good question. I guess.
And you prestidigitate it away?
I guess I guess I could because I can manifest it and shift it. I could kind of fold it in on itself.
You could just spun them all on the inside.
Turn it inside out. Oh god.
Yeah.
Oh god, no.
I've got my jumpsuit on underneath. It's fine. I'm not
suddenly
naked
very
beneath my
funky
I
armor.
just
in
feel
the
like you're
room.
doubling the load of laundry. Like you're just making more work for yourself later.
He's not
Look,
doing the laundry
Yeah,
anymore.
we're top flight. I don't do laundry these days.
All right. Well, you've been top
We
flight
just
for-
throw
Those
the
poor
uniforms out and
interns.
get new ones.
So, as you guys, you are not covered in blood as you talk to these individuals, but Lance will sort of step forward. All right. Well, I'll be quick. I mean, at first we were even more concerned the fact that Shinobi's still here. We know you. We know Meridian trusted you, so that's certainly good enough for us in the time period. Obviously, there's a considerable amount of money and funding and resources and infrastructure and secure government databases you all have access to. We have not run comprehensive top secret background checks on the 5 of you. I also hear that Synth Devil is on the team. This is not a problem to me, but there are certainly going to be people in the U.S. Government, and the secretary isn't just keen on an entity from hell having this level of authority. I tried to explain that he kind of already had all the access that he had now, but that'll be an interesting conversation. The point is, we are going to need to run pretty extensive background checks on all of you. I don't see any reason. I mean, if you have issues, let me know now.
I do not have an issue, but I don't believe you'll be able to run a background check on me.
Right. You're not from this planet. Cool. Well, so that's 2 extraplanar entities that the secretary is going to be thrilled about having on the team.
I can give you my military references, but I don't think you have the technology to contact them either way.
I think your military references would actually be helpful if you can put us in contact.
We can meditate together and you can talk to them face to face.
Cool. That'll work. I think there's going to need to be more oversight. That's all I'm saying. I understand right now things are crazy, but we're going to have some oversight. We're going to need to understand what you're doing, especially if you leave U.S. airspace. We are going to need to know where you're going. That is going to need to be cleared like any other military operation. I understand you're not a branch of the U.S. military, but as you're operating so much under our auspices, I don't know how much cover we can provide you unless we know what you're doing. So that's the short version.
What does the
On the other
turnaround
hand,
look like?
we perhaps observers. We might just send some officers with you on these missions, just so they can be present. But really just tell us what you're doing. Keep us in the loop. That's really what we need.
I was saying more how long, say we got to go somewhere. We let you know. How long does that take to get the okay?
I mean, look, we understand these are sensitive situations. We'll try to, you're not going to be dealing with red tape, but we have to run some things up the flagpole because something kind of crazy happened.
Was this standard with our predecessors?
No, it was not stand with your predecessors, but also I don't know what your name is. So I knew who they were.
Interesting. Well, my name is Findon.
I should rephrase. I know that now. We have your social. Listen.
Great.
I understand you guys may have to move quick. You may have to do things. I'm just telling you, we're going to need a little more oversight than is typical. But also let us know what you need from us. Do you have any leads? Do you know anything?
We're trying to get some. We have a guy locked up right now. We're trying to get some info out of, but he seems pretty non-compliant and non-responsive right now.
Okay.
Oh. We had a few leads we were preparing to follow before we were made aware of a incident in a prison, which we went and dealt with.
We heard something about that. All right. Well, yeah, obviously handle these things. Look, I am not trying to get in your way of doing what you're doing. I'm just telling you, given this situation, we're going to need more oversight, and we're going to need to know what you're doing. I'm not even saying you're on a leash. I'm just saying, tell us what you're doing and where you're going for now. We'll figure out the, details of this later. What this looks like.
Are these people that you might want to send with us going to be able to take care of themselves?
They'll know the risks. Yeah. I don't even know. I don't have people in mind for that. I could see that the secretary might like for there to be some oversight just to make sure you're not going to cause an international incident.
We've got plenty to deal with stateside for now.
And you don't think having a senior member like Shinobi Red involved as enough oversight from the previous group that you trusted?
He kind of looks at Shinobi Red. He's like, that's why what we're proposing is as limited as it is.
I see.
I trust Shinobi Red.
I think information sharing seems perfectly reasonable.
Great. It's a good start. We'll get going with that. For now, obviously, at the same time, whatever it is you need, if you need to bring in more members, if you need to activate more of your reserves, if they're not already, obviously, you're the body that can do that. If you want to hand off some of that administrative stuff to the Department of Defense, we can take that on. We have protocols in place for if Topflight can't make these decisions. We can facilitate the rest of Flight Infinity if that's something that you want to do.
We'll think
now we
about
should keep this in-house.
Yeah. Well, on the flip side, there's many teams that we obviously are just operating still. So yeah, we basically trust people. All right. Well, yeah, that's all I got to say. I don't know when you guys are planning on doing your public announcement of the lineup of the team. I would say it would be good to do it somewhat sooner than later, but maybe in tandem with some good news to report.
Well, we've got to make that good news first.
Are you done? Admiral? Lance kind of steps aside. This Gonzalo Sanz, he kind of walks over and says, my friends, the United Nations are not quite so unconcerned as the Department of Defense, I must say. As he said, I am unfamiliar with really any of you. Shinobi Red, we're happy you're alive. I was going to come here and make the rather uncomfortable suggestion that this is not an appropriate team for Topflight, given that they have never even worked together before, have not been proven. I was going to advocate that the volunteers take the Topflight name for the time being.
No.
Remind me, which ones are the volunteers?
The volunteers are a team. They're based out of Priority, Virginia. You saw one of them talking on the news. Her name is Scrutiny 6. She doesn't have 6 lenses on her head.
Oh, that one. Yeah.
You still don't know what the 6 is for. But you're familiar with the rest of that team, I would say. Their senior members are the Contender. He's just a big, beefy dude. He was a former Olympic gymnast, track and field, wrestling gold medalist. He did all of it.
He was a contender.
He already was a contender. Then he gained a bunch of powers after an accident So he has so he's not he's a Brawn Factor 3 Findon, but he's got a lot of fighting styles and, and training and regimented stuff.
Right.
He's just a real square-jawed, all-American, just kind of blonde white dude. Nothing sleazy about him at all. The next member of that team is Eternal Flame. She can control fire and light. She is Apollo's champion. The other member of that team, who is a senior member, is called the Survivor. She uses various biological powers to give resistance to herself and to protect. She's kind of almost impossible to kill because she can gain any resistance or immunity and can even spread that to other people. Is kind of her whole thing. I will say, any of you are proficient in culture?
I am.
Those of you proficient in culture, why don't you go ahead and make a culture roll for me?
What was Gonzalo? What was his
8.
title?
He's just the UN liaison.
Okay.
He's
special
representative. 15. Do you want to throw any kind of burns on that?
I'll you know what? I'll roll my hero D10. Why not?
Why not? Indeed.
It's a 10, so 25.
25. Then
pretty
you
good.
okay? So with a 25 is what you need to go to the next level here. So you actually know Gonzalo Sanz, and you're familiar with him, and you're kind of not at all surprised he's saying the volunteers. He is an extremely good friend of both the contender and the survivor. He sees them he's socially, he's a known friend acquaintance of both members of that team, and in fact he's hosted the volunteers on a few occasions. He continues saying, I don't wish to make outrageous accusations here, but for example, how do we know that one of you, as my friend the Admiral was saying, we don't know who you are? What if one of you is an agent of Temple? What if you helped orchestrate all of this and now you're in a position of power?
Listen, we've only been doing this for 2 days, but we've already successfully defeated several people who have come after us. And yes, we're just figuring out how we're all working together, but so far we've done very well.
Yeah, with all due...
prove ourselves, and if the volunteers want to help us, then they can lend a hand.
Well, the volunteers did not lose any members. They were not
With
even
all due respect,
here, so.
Special Representative, that seems more suspicious than the Topflight protocols choosing members of our organization to preserve continuity. Members which, given the fallout of that moment, removed one of the 3 members of this triumvirate that created this entity we now have to deal with from this plane. If you like, we can play the security footage so you can watch what we're capable of.
I have already been granted access to that footage. Yes, you all handled yourselves well. I'm just saying, no one knows you. We know the volunteers.
Mr. Sands, this is no time for politics. We are here to do a job.
And we were vetted by Topflight first, so respectfully, we're going to maintain our positions.
Miss Red, certainly you could understand why perhaps at least some of the the contender, the survivor, perhaps Eternal Flame could join you on this team with some members here present.
We are not saying that they cannot aid us in our search or in any other respect. We are just saying we will not be stepping down.
Also, don't you think that if we were working with Tatiana Temple, one of the greatest investigators in the world would have figured that out with being in this proximity of us by now?
Shinobi Red will say, I'm alive because of them. This is the team. Thank you, gentlemen. We have work to do. Miss Red, please. She's already walking out of Top Forum. Synth Devil's like, let me show you both over here to the elevators. He's gesturing them over. Admiral Chen goes,
Lance,
yeah.
Lance, please let me know when you're ready to meditate and speak with my military superiors.
Cool. He's holding back and Synth Devil's trying to push him out. But he's like, what was your rank? Like, did you have a rank in your, just so I can, for comparison?
I did, or I do, but it cannot be said in your language.
Okay.
Gentlemen, feel free to hit top shelf on your way out.
Or Top Chef.
Seriously, like, does anybody know? Is she like a lieutenant? Like, roughly? Anybody have any idea? Okay, fine.
Realistically, the only reason I didn't say it is just because I don't know the rankings like in real life, so I can't. I don't know.
Sure.
You got to be worth something if they sent you on a solo mission.
Yeah,
she's absolutely high up. I just don't know what that is.
Oh, I see what you mean. You don't know what the actual military.
Yeah, no, I have no idea.
Sorry,
let's say you are a Commodore.
Okay, yeah, whatever that is, that's what she is. Then. All right.
Who's your Lionel Richie?
I don't know what that means. I don't.
A Commodore. So interesting.
It means you're easy like Sunday morning.
Okay, that's tracks. Yes.
A Commodore.
She is known for being easygoing and loosey goosey.
So a Commodore is kind of the rank. So interestingly, if you're a Commodore, you're the same rank as Lance. It's just in the U.S. Navy they call it a Rear Admiral lower half.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, they used to call it Commodore. So yeah, we'll say you're a Commodore. That's fun. I'm putting that in your notes. Lumen is a fucking Commodore.
I'm gonna write that down myself.
I like that. Yes, thank you for that suggestion. Sometimes I can see what's in chat. Often I can't because I now only have 2 monitors. But anyway, but with that, Shinobi Red has walked out of the room. You
And
did
I'm
get
just
this.
like,
I totally wanted to do like some water trip stuff, like once when Shinobi walked out like that. Water trip.
Yeah, I didn't really expect to like the Department of Defense more than United Nations in this situation.
Yes.
It's because I rolled their alignments. Lance Chen is just a generally good guy. He just wants everything to work. He's understandably concerned. He just wants to know if you're gonna
seemed very reasonable.
Yeah.
The other guy is a cool alignment.
Well, yeah, I see no reason why we can't comply with the Department of Defense request. I might have some reservations about bringing people along with us, but
and we just have to keep them informed. We don't have to ask permission.
and it just seems like we said on our way to Serbia to investigate something.
Yeah, we just text them, right? And then
Yeah.
it's fine.
So that they know that they're lying when they deny they were involved.
Shinobi Red's on a screen at this point.
Yeah. Well,
That was a fun little meeting.
so
I still like to believe that we were definitely chosen a reason.
I mean,
Yeah, we
I'm
were
sure there
available.
were. Well, there's a lot of reservists, right? Where there has to be something about us that's made us stand out.
Well, to be perfectly honest, Synth Devil.
This is a real. I'm trying to pep us up moment.
Oh, I hope. And as the hellfire off the fingertips as he comes out of a corner, and you can just you smell that sort of sulfurous brimstone, and you almost can hear organ music playing as he emerges from the shadow. Yes, I have been observing the various reservists. It was based on recent performance that I selected you.
Did you come to one of my shows?
No.
Oh, okay.
Was it-
I was just wondering. Nobody, it's fine.
But those of you who were present in Blood World, those of you who engaged in conundrums, attempted creation of a new universe, one that would have destroyed Extra Town here in Alpha
Right.
City.
And what happened? And the result of that made you think we were right for this?
You should see what some of the other guys get up to. I believe
Did
you
you
are
read the full
correct.
report of Blood World?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Also, V, I think your act is really coming together. I caught it recently.
Thank you. That means a lot.
I think if you added more glitter, the lights would be prettier.
I will definitely do that because glitter is one of my favorite things. Thank you.
We don't have glitter back on Valo, so it's really fun to see it happen.
I came a little late, but I did like.
She got the encore.
Yeah, exactly.
Totally the encore.
She doesn't even know what the act is. She just got there while
Wasn't
they're
there for
bowing.
you. I
like-
saw some other people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't even catch your show. Caught the
Here's the closing act.
So
Huh.
Shinobi will say, we don't have an exact lead at the moment. Right now, we are analyzing an individual, seeing if we can repair some amount of cognitive function in him. We are also seeing if we can learn anything more from the bodies of our fallen comrades.
This seems like such a bad idea, but I think what we need to do next is we have to go get the other bodies. And we have to see how that thing reacts. I don't know that we have to specifically make contact with it. But like I said, it's just sitting there. I don't know if it's waiting on orders. I don't know if it could just be talked to
Is
and
there
reasoned with.
a map, or can we make a map of the gray area and kind of like put push pins where the bodies are we need to grab?
Yes, you mean in game, or do you want me to draw something?
Either. I don't. I just.
In game, yes, you absolutely can. I mean, it's a relatively simple thing. I'll try to draw it here and hold it up to the camera because if I share screen, everything goes to hell. But basically, imagine that an intersection, effectively, of Lime Street and another street. So kind of, the X's here are buildings, right?
Okay.
And
Okay.
sitting in the center, and they've been pretty messed up, but sitting in the center in a pile of rubble is the gray thing.
Okay.
That's the G.
Ain't nothing but a G thing.
Vectron's body is there. Meridian's body is there. The Dinosaurian's body is there. You have no idea about Ghost Man. But the idea is that Vectron's kind of further away. That gray figure had nothing to do with Vectron's death. But Meridian and the Dinosaurian have been drawn closer. Strictly speaking, Narthex is probably around here somewhere headless, but Shinobi Red can point it out to you. But for the most part, that's
So
stuff. Now,
go ahead.
the complicating factor here is, and of course you can contact him. They put a pretty serious containment around this.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to know if there's a door.
A hole in the fence. Anything really?
Mhm.
I think, assuming they will put or lower the containment, I think we should just send our fastest, because we can't teleport in there. We know that. I think we
Right.
just send the fastest 2 people and grab just one each. Or how many of you can fly? Because I know Lumen can't. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, maybe
I
just
can
send you
jump
3.
pretty far.
Oh,
But
yeah. Well, I
I'm
would
the
just be
most
running,
likely
so
to be
I would
able
be
to
super
carry.
slow.
I'm the most likely to be able to carry.
Okay.
I mean, if I split, I can have like 5 of me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can. I would say.
I think we definitely need V because the most reasonable thing I can think of right now is if that thing tries to attack us, it going after your formations is our best
the
chance of
decoy,
getting out of there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I definitely believe Lumen would slow you guys down. Because she's not
I
super
think you-
strong and she's not super fast. So
She can
I think
make
if you're
the
just sort of-
distract too.
Yeah, I think if you're just on the sidelines able to blind or help one of us get when we get out.
yeah, that
That's-
sounds like a good plan.
So I would say, just for however you guys are thinking of doing this, V is like, you're a brawn factor 2, I think, right, V?
Yeah. Oh, so I
So,
can carry someone by myself?
V can carry Meridian, like no problem. So if you can just send in formations if you like, the formations are strong enough to lift up anyone who's in there.
Okay.
The brawn factor doesn't go down as you split.
No, but if
So
if they get hit,
so V doesn't function how V functioned in our earlier version of the game. Every copy of V is V 100% with 1 hit point.
Ah, okay.
Huh.
And every time they die, the DC for her to wisdom save and not so V can that's V's thing. V can
Drama.
make 8 copies and run in and just punch like crazy, and then if somebody does like a burst attack, V's gonna get stunned.
Not that I want this to happen, but if one of your formations did turn gray, that could give us more data. Because something would probably happen to you.
I
I
know
don't
it's
wanna
not the
risk that,
safest
though.
thing.
they
but-
tend to just
Yeah,
Poof.
But you
that's what.
you
Yeah.
can tell when they like
And like,
go
yes.
down, right? Yeah, so it would probably feel different.
Oh, that's.
and I
a good
guess we
point.
could
Yeah,
scan you while that happens.
we could.
Since
Yeah,
Devil
that
says, theoretically, we could leave V here, hooked up to all sorts of analyses, and Burroughs could monitor her telekinetic connection, and then only the formations could go in.
Let's do it.
I don't know how much I'm gonna interact, but I think I want to go in as well. I just need to. I need to see this thing.
Shinobi kind of
but-
gives you a look. I have concerns about that. I mean, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but I saw this thing. Trust me. If it can kill them as easily as it did.
Yeah, I'm not gonna try to engage. I can get out of there pretty quickly if I need to,
Can you refresh
as
my
long
memory?
as we're not dropping the whole field. If we're opening a door, that's one thing.
Did this thing sit down when everyone nearby was gone? Or did it sit, like, when did it decide to just chill?
It and Meridian punched each other. Meridian died, and it reeled and then just sat like as if crazy day, guys.
But was she the last living person? Like, within?
was.
Okay.
She was.
So they might just reactivate.
Yeah, that's...
But since then, people have been walking around that square, and it's still just sitting there.
Yes, I mean people as in like, you know,
Like
Alpha
cops
City.
have been guarding
Yeah, like
it,
they-
things
yeah.
like that.
They're giving it a pretty wide thing, but no, as far as
We had a
you've
whole other organization show up and surround it, basically.
seen, it hasn't moved.
We fought a battle beside it. So I'm just very curious about what that means. How wounded is it?
let's
Is
go
it
find
waiting
out.
for something?
Waiting for something worthy. Who knows?
We should
So
call
Synth
Captain
Devil says-
Eldridge.
I would contact the good captain.
Yeah, get Dustin on the line, please.
You know, again, that sort of citrusy, you know, burst you can feel from another room as that sort of green and purple energies, and then suddenly Dustin Howell walks in. Did I hear correctly from the sending spell which is cast to me? You were asking me if there was a door. Did we put a door? You're saying, we
Yeah.
put a door? That's what you want to know?
Yeah.
We did not put a door. No, it seemed like you wanted this thing very sealed up, and I very much seconded that plan. So no, there is not a door.
Can you make a door?
Yeah, I can make a door. That's not a door.
Yeah, we want to retrieve the former members.
All right. Okay. Well, I hope this isn't a terrible idea.
It most assuredly is, but it's
100% bad.
It's the best bad idea we have at the moment.
All right. I will make you a door. This door will last. I mean, can it be a door that's open for like 6 seconds? That would be ideal. I can make you a door that's open for 12 seconds. That feels more dangerous.
How?
There you go.
what's-
18 seconds.
How big is the gray area?
Gray area is like a full-on like city block. So you know.
So, but like less than a
Each
mile
of these
across.
is like, oh yeah, less than a mile. It's let's see.
Could the door just be lifted for us to go in and then shut?
Because Philip,
You
I
want me
can.
to shut you in there?
I've got a couple lives to lose. I'll be fine.
Well,
Hey, why not? That's fine.
I think 12 seconds is probably the most we'll need.
12 seconds. Shinobi Red will say, I would like to firmly advocate that he open the door just for 6 seconds and simply let formations go in, potentially closing it behind.
Are we going to try to bring the bodies out though?
That's
I
the
can
plan.
bring
Just open it
the bodies out.
reopen it back up.
Yeah. Or I mean, what is your flying speed, V?
Can you fly like stupidly fast?
60 feet.
60 feet?
Yeah.
You with you know, if you use a D8, you wouldn't do it now, but if you use a D8 on that turn, you can move in and out on one turn if you wanted to. But
Okay.
it does seem that
the ones bringing the bodies back.
it does seem that Findun, and again, see, Shinobi Red seems to really not want Findun to go in there. But Synth Devil is saying, well, Findun, yes, if you go in, perhaps we should have some tether on you to pull you in case things go sideways. I would be very curious to see what some sort of conversation with this grey figure could provide.
I am as well.
Yes.
Also, I can jump like 250 feet.
Sure.
So I can. Sorry. So, like, if need be, I can book it out of there pretty fast.
I mean, you can. Actually, Synth Devil's like, sure. For your understanding, you can't like, you couldn't like, there's an arc to when you jump.
Mhm.
You're bounding.
Right.
So you could theoretically jump and then hit the side of the thing and then slide down like one of those toys and then go through the door. But like just a pure jump straight from point, you know.
Yeah, that would be my plan. I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Unless I did a portal where he just instantly just launches, like, so then
There
well,
are
if he
definitely
ran.
options. And Synth Devil is here for all of them. And Shinobi Red is not. And that's how I stay neutral, by having the NPCs at odds.
Synth Devil is all about the rule of cool.
I know.
When in
also,
doubt, look fucking radical.
Well, I also understand like where
Organ.
Shinobi Red's coming from. I'm suggesting an incredibly tactically disadvantaged idea.
Sure.
But I understand the risk I'm taking.
Well, if you understand. So, with that, he says, all right, well, you want to take us over there, Portals? Teleportia. I'm sorry, do you mind if I call you Portals? I'm just trying to be charming.
Sorry, we have to
I like
get
that.
me set up. With
What?
The,
They're getting you set up?
we're gonna-
Yes.
yeah, we're gonna. Oh, not with anyone. But with wires.
Oh,
Lucky wires.
I'm gonna go get wires on my head, but I'll be here. Not me. The other me's.
Yeah.
I'll see you in a minute.
Yeah, she's funny when she's all flustered. Bet that happens a lot. Yeah.
So I'll go and get the things.
Sure,
And
so
how
you,
many formations should I send?
How many bodies are there?
2, but we're gonna
3.
leave some for experiments.
There are 4 bodies in there. The bodies of Dinosaurian and Meridian, who were destroyed by this gray thing. Technically, there's 5 bodies. Sorry. There's the gray figure. Then there's Meridian and the Dinosaurian, consumed by this stuff. Then there is Narthex, headless. That's a bad guy. And then there is Vectron, crushed within a suit.
Do we want to get the bad guy?
Well,
I mean-
We already have a bad guy body.
That's true.
Shinobi's like, I know what we know what happened. His head got bitten off. It's fine.
Okay, so if there's 3 bodies, three friendly bodies, perhaps we should send 5 formations in
Yeah.
there, either
Me
as
too.
distractions or to pick up where the other ones fail, basically.
Yeah. Okay. Done.
Cool. Well, very good. So Teleportia, Portals, what do I call you?
You can call me Portal. This is fine.
Cool, Portals, let's get over there. That's a fun trick, by the way. It's cool. It's
Why,
cool, you can do that.
thank you. I mean,
Yeah, you know.
You have a good one too.
Yeah, it's all right. Magic's stupid and I hate it, but what are you going to do? All right. So you guys find yourselves, thanks to Teleportia, standing outside of this thing. Synth Devil has come along. Shinobi... Shinobi says, somebody needs to stay here with V.
I will.
Very well. So Lumen will stay with V. Shinobi then goes with the rest of you. So you all find yourselves just like you're standing right in the middle of Lime Street, like right outside the crackling thing. You wave at some very confused cops. You see in the boundary they've created is this like swirling, whirly gig of just magical sigils, purples and yellows and reds, and then like black reverse energy, all that kind of nonsense going on. And Captain Eldridge says, all right, so 12 seconds.
Max.
Fair enough. We'll go ahead and roll initiative. Because why not?
Not so bad. Not so bad.
I'm not going to roll a certain die for the gray thing, don't worry.
See, that doesn't matter. Tell you guys, it's not the dice that matters.
Still did it.
Oh no.
This beautiful die that rolled a number that's irrelevant. We don't need to talk about what number it rolled. This beautiful die was, I believe, a reward I got from Emerald Knights. So thank you to that. And I'll extend your. I think that was for one of the. This was a reward for one of the Halloween, because this is a glow in the dice.
Was that
dark.
the year that we played?
Yeah. So you may extend your appreciations towards them. Is anybody in the group over 20?
So close.
Great. I am not.
So close.
All right. Cool. Anybody over 15? Okay. What are you?
18.
All right. Anybody over 10?
13.
15 for me.
15 for Findon. And then, so what is V?
8.
Did you add your modifier?
Yes.
Oh, dear.
Oh.
And then what did you have?
Alone.
What'd you have, Lumen?
5.
Okay. All right. And then
Low rollers.
Shinobi wrote one of the very low, so she's only a 14. All right, so with that, you guys are here. You know who I didn't roll for though is Captain Eldridge. Rolls decent. All right, so he will. All right, say when.
Are we all
Now.
on comms?
Yeah, you're on comms.
Okay.
All right. A door. Here's your door. He reaches forward and like pulls it open, and it just two standard doors are there, like what you'd see in like coming out like a building exterior doors. He opens two of those. They go, and you look in, and the world there is without a single speck of color. It is completely gray-toned within. Even looking at the other side of this boundary, it's completely colorless, though it still sort of swirls around.
V, if you can scrape up some dirt and bring it back.
Okay.
So, Teleportia, it is your initiative count.
Should I? Should I? I'll get ready the portal to help Findon.
Okay, so you'll make like one end of a portal just so all you have to do is focus on. You've got like a portal ready to pop out here. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Findon, it is your turn first.
I guess I will double move in.
Okay.
So that's 60 feet.
Okay.
And
You're
would that put me?
Yeah, you're it's like you're basically up at the. We'll say it's 60 feet to the center there. Yeah. So.
Okay. So yeah, I'll stay like let's say I'll stay like 20 feet away from this thing. That's the closest I'll get. And when I get close, I assume it's still just sitting there, kind of almost in the thinker pose.
It's in the thinker pose, but as you approach it, and you see it's like it has features, but it's like completely smooth. It seems to just be made of. It's just totally indistinct, just gray. This sort of slight figure, just sort of.
And I'll just say, "Hey, friend, you new here?"
Shinobi's turn. Shinobi Raid will spend her turn going. Oh my god. Cool. Armament, you are up.
I'm going to move to. Can I move to one of the bodies?
Vectron is like 20 feet away. Vectron's like Findon past Vectron's armor.
Okay, then I'm going to. Can I go in? Can I like basically go in, grab Vectron, use an action to dash and move him out?
Yeah, I'd say so. You, especially because as you grab Vectron, really all you're grabbing is armor. There's like some bodily fluids that were out, but they've like basically turned into this kind of like gray substance and you're able to pull his armor out like it's all sort of still connected, but you can tell there's no one in it. And you're able to pull him out without issue, yeah.
By Vectron's crushed viscera, that's horrible.
By Vectron's knees. It's grim. Okay. Are you spending dice to do more stuff?
You know what?
Don't dare cause any trouble. I swear to God.
I'm not going to cause any trouble. I'll spend a d20 to take an extra turn.
He said,
Okay.
Causing troublingly.
I know.
Roll your 20. Let's see if
I'm just trying to go grab another body, trying to help out.
Okay.
That's not a 20.
Okay. So
I would like to then move up to, say,
you have Meridian or the Dinosaurian.
I'll grab Meridian.
So you can, with a dash, you can get to Meridian.
Yeah.
So you're at Meridian's body. You've now walked up past Findon.
Oh, okay. How close is Meridian to the thing?
At its feet.
But
But you're in there. You walked. Gray, it's hard to see. You're there now.
Well, okay, so all right, I'm there. I guess I'm just gonna be very fucking careful. I do not have a weapon manifested, if that makes a difference.
Understood. Man, this will not be my fault. This is a TPK. Okay.
Use your D8. Get the fuck out of there.
Yeah, I might have to do that. I'm gonna
experiencing anxiety.
I'll use my D8 to take an action and dash the body away.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you're going to take the body back 30 feet. So roll your D8.
That is not an 8.
Okay.
I know we're heroes, but don't try to be a hero.
I
You grab
Specifically,
hold
don't
of
do your
Meridian.
job.
Show off.
You grab hold of Meridian. Okay. Meridian, this kind of grayed over thing, you begin to pull Meridian. The body does not move. And then, having held for this response, Meridian's hand on your arm. As she'll sort of use her held thing to sort of stand up, and you see there's Meridian, unlike those bodies you felt up there, feels like she's totally grayed out, but she looks hale and hearty and solid. But there's like the eyes are just these like gray sort of nothing, and she's standing up, kind of like moving up over you. That's all she had prepared. So she has you in her arm.
So question, is that like a roll that Meridian had to make? Or is it like a contested like grapple check or something?
She is not even grappling you, she's just got her hand on you right now.
Okay, well, so
almost as if like don't like as like a not touch me, but now she's like up and she's sort of like flying. I assume you were flying a bit too, so now she's
yeah. So if well, so okay, so then if I would try to move her as a move as part of my action, and can I like break that and move?
If you'd like to move away, you can move away.
If she's up and not looking like that, I would like to piece away from her.
Cool. You're gonna provoke an op attack from her.
I would like to use my D4 to impose disadvantage on her attack.
I don't know that that's how it works.
Oh, did you? Had we not done that before?
I think I let you do that once because it was interesting then.
Okay, well, fine.
But
now
no, it can
no
give
longer
you
interesting.
advantage.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Okay, well, so what should grayed out? Because I know what dice I'd roll for Meridia based on her costume, but what grayed out dice will I roll? Should I do the one that already rolled a 20?
Yeah. I just get yeeted right into the wall.
Okay. Does a 26 hit your armor class?
Yes.
Okay. So
I'm gonna need a bigger pillow.
I need you to make a DC 26 strength saving throw.
Strength saving throw. Well, I would love to spend my D4 to give myself advantage on this save.
All right. And you know the DC, it's 26.
Yeah. So my D4, that is 2, so I do not recover that. But I will now roll a saving throw. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, so DC is 26.
Yep.
Okay, I have my D12 and I have my D6 left. I'm going to spend both of those. To succeed, I need to roll a cumulative 14.
Okay. It's not impossible.
Not impossible, just improbable. Nope. 2 and a 1.
So she, as you kind of go away from her, like taking the arm off, she just like faster than whatever. Just this punch comes. It's a 7d6 from her punches, plus her modifier gets you to 40. It's 40 points of damage, but you also go flying back, 60 feet.
Cool.
Towards the
taking
door.
another. Toward in roughly towards
in door direction.
However, on these 6d6 I'm rolling, I roll 3 1s, so that's exciting. So this is actually very low. It's 3 1s, a 3, a 2, and a 5. So that gets only 13 more points.
Plus, a total of 53.
Yes, a total of.
So there's 40.
I don't remember the first number. I'm sorry.
So I think you said 40 from her attack.
I think.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. So yeah. So there. Plus, you've contacted the Eldritch Barrier at speed. So that'll be another 13 points of like arcane force damage.
Cool.
But you are now up against that, like, as the Meridian is kind of up and Adam and whatever, sort of standing there.
Cool.
Okay. V, it's your turn. You have multiple formations. Right now, the body of the Dinosaurian is over on the far side. You saw that Armin just got slammed. He's about like 20 feet that way over inside the portal. He's like, Findon's standing about 40 feet ahead of you. The body of the Dinosaurian is about 65 feet ahead of you over there.
And did I see what happened with Meridian? Like, was I able to see through the doors?
I would say you're standing at the doors preparing to go in. You see that Meridian did get up. Yeah.
Okay, so I will fly in formation. The 5 go in, 1 branches off to the dinosaurian.
Okay.
And to grab her and bring her out. Should I roll on that?
Cool.
Do I roll?
You send one, so we'll do the movement speed. So we'll kind of one goes to the dinosaurian and reaches the dinosaurian.
Okay. Then another is still. I'll send 2 to Meridian, but just to stand in
2
front.
to Meridian. Perfect. Okay.
Yes. 1 is gonna go around and just grab dirt and leaves and then try to exit.
Okay. 1 uses movement and action and uses all 60. So kind of in this movement thing, 2 are on Meridian, 1's at the dinosaurian, 1 has collected some dirt and is already out, and the 5th?
The 5th is armament hurt.
Yeah.
Armament hurt.
What?
Yeah.
Are we watching the same fight? Like,
Armament started by taking 40 damage
so
before everything else
one
happened.
will grab him to take him out.
Okay, Armament, do you allow yourself to be moved?
Yeah.
Then you pull Armament out, who's just like, Armament, you did, but congratulations, you took a punch from Meridian.
Aha!
Achievement unlocked.
So Finton, you see that happen. You see that this is going on behind. That is these go. Lumen, it is your turn. You're standing there. The body of Armament, not body, but Armament just got pulled out by one of the formations.
okay. So I can see, right? We have cameras.
In there, it's all kind of gray and hard to see. Like your friends are really popping.
But like
in there.
we have comms, right? So I can like
You have comms, yes.
Okay. I will put the clamps on Baron and Ice Queen.
Oh, that's right. You're back there. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes. Okay. Cool. You put
Clamp
the
them down.
clamps on their bodies. Okay. Great.
Yeah.
That's your action.
Yeah.
And a
Well,
good-
I assume there's still a portal from here to there.
There is.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's it. That's yeah. That's it. That's it.
Moving
Just
through.
making sure those dead bodies don't come to life, just like Meridian
Okay,
did.
all right.
I have. Well, okay.
It's the end of. It's the end of.
I'm
Lumen.
gonna do a bunch of things now.
Okay.
So first off, I'm gonna start by expending my D20 at the end of Lumen's turn.
Cool. Roll that 20.
So it's a 7.
Okay. So you get another turn right now.
Right. My first thing is the gray around it.
Oh, I'm sorry. V did not finish her turn. So V, all you've done is used your movement. I'm sorry. So we went to Lumen there. I'm so sorry. V, so 2 of them have done their movements, but you still have actions for the one who's on the Dinosaurian and the 2 who are on Meridian. What did you want to do?
Right. I would like to try to bring the Dinosaurian out.
Okay. You can pick up the Dinosaurian. This body, I'll tell you actually exactly. The Dinosaurian's body feels like it's somewhat heavy. It feels heavier than either of the other 2 bodies you had, but it's definitely like kind of limp and lifeless and doesn't really seem to be moving or anything. You pick it up and you that formation, just with the action, is able to do. You are not within anyone's reach for op attacks. You are able to get out. Go ahead. What do the other 2 do who are on Meridian?
Well, actually, can I have the one with the dirt and the stuff that she gathered go out?
Oh yeah, she went in and out.
Okay,
Yes.
good. And Meridian is just standing there.
Meridian's flying there, and now 2 of you are like on her, and Finden's about 20 feet before that, and that gray thing's pretty close to where they are.
Okay, both of them grab her on either side and try to bring her out. Can
Okay.
they?
Make 2 athletics checks.
Leave her in.
She will roll.
We don't want her anymore.
She'll roll at disadvantage, I think. Okay.
Hold on. So, 11 and 22.
You don't move her. You're pulling on her, but they're just there, and she's kind of like looking at those. Okay. In any case, Lumen has done some stuff, so Findon, you are taking your extra turn here. Go for it.
My first thing is just a quick observational thing. The gray, does it look the same as because the figure itself is gray?
Yeah.
Does it appear to be the same? Does Meridian appear to be the same gray?
It is a make a perception check, free perception check.
Well, that's a 1,
Okay.
so that's a 5.
It's all gray. It at times it's like there seems like there's like so much just like dust and stuff here that it's like you can tell what's going on, but it's hard to see a difference at 20 feet.
Okay. I would like to run to Narthex's body.
Okay. I'm going to let you, so before we do that, you guys kind of came in here. Narthex is like, you know where it is because you had the stuff, but like you guys are coming in here, you've walked to there. Narthex's body's over there. Because that's where Dinosaurian beat him.
Right.
So you want to run that way?
Yes.
Okay.
I would like to run to where Narthex is.
Okay.
Is that just my movement, or will I have to?
I will say you're 20 feet over. Oof. If you kind of do a couple of big bounds in it, I'll say you can make it there, no problem. You are now 90 feet from the door, though, in kind of like in an L. Okay, so that's your movement.
All right. I will pick up Narthex.
Okay.
And I'm going to attempt to 90 feet. So is picking up a free action?
I would say, given your brawn, that's an interact with object, sure.
Okay. And then I'm just going to then use my action to sprint back. And I will also spend my D8 for another
to keep
action.
sprinting. Okay.
And I rolled an 8.
Okay, so you get 2. So in that case, you're just this huge burst.
Booking
of
my
just
way
speed.
out the door. With
like foot. Your feet are just from the force of each thing, or like kind of like cracking the thing. You grab that body. The rest of you see him run forward, disappear around the side of a building. Like what? But then he comes back, just carrying a headless body over his shoulder. And at the end of that, you do make it out.
And I'm the last one. I was the only one left in there, right?
Other than
formations.
2 formations.
Which is fine.
I'm going to close the door. As I'm coming out, I said, close the door.
You said you wanted 12 seconds. You want me early? Before he's able to do that on his turn, the gray figure will stand. We'll reach for one of the formations. Just grab him.
I know this was the plan, but now I'm very uncomfortable with it.
I'm very worried about this part of the plan.
So on behalf of your formation, would you please make for me a strength saving throw?
20.
20.
Sure.
You fail. So you feel your body having every muscle sucked out of it as the strength of that formation goes to 0 and is dead. But this is all happening simultaneously. Now please make a dexterity saving throw.
13.
13. You also feel your the nervous system, the tendons, the sort of circulatory system ripped out. Nothing, replaced with gray, drained to 0. You have died. Now roll a con saving throw.
5.
5. You feel all of your internal organs, those that hadn't already been sort of destroyed, replaced with gray, pulled out utterly. Okay, here's where things start to get a little more dangerous. Please have that formation make an intelligence saving throw.
That wasn't dangerous?
It wasn't.
Well, this is where I'm thinking it can
takes
start.
over.
This is where I'm worried it can start actually affecting V.
I know.
Yeah.
13. You fail. So you do feel your intelligence, like all of your mental faculties draining to 0.
Oh shit.
You V are, and at this point V, you're not really sure what's going on. You're experiencing this, so you're feeling like you basically feel your brain being replaced by like a rock.
Like my brain, not the formations.
Well, this is this moment when you're experiencing it. We'll see how mean I'm actually going to be. Please make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh my god!
Are you proficient?
Remember all of your hero dice.
Are you proficient in wisdom saving throws?
I am. So I got a
You can
20,
get-
30.
Do you have any hero dice left?
Yes.
Use them.
Should I use the D8?
How many would you like to use? You have to say how many you're going to use before you roll them.
I will use
How many do you have left?
all of them.
Okay.
Oh. God. But there's another formation in there too.
Well, don't use all of them. Use like half of them, and then use the
Yeah.
other half
Oh,
on the
yeah.
other one.
Yeah.
I'll use a D10 and a D8.
Perfect. Roll the d10, the d8.
10
Ooh.
and 1.
One.
Ooh.
Okay, so with a 31, you do not feel your soul sucked out and replaced with nothing. So way to go. And then please make a charisma saving throw.
Oh,
God.
my
Oh my god. Whoa. 21.
Would you like to use any hero dice on those?
Yes. I'll use D4 or D6.
A D6.
1.
You feel your will completely sapped out as the will of that does. The rest of you sort of see that formation turn sort of gray and pop. Kind of just so now please just make a wisdom saving throw DC 15 to see if you're stunned.
Who cares? What?
Oh my god!
I am stunned. 10.
So and you just the total disaster of this.
Well, this is actually V now. That's
Brutal.
As you like and you felt every part of yourself just like drained to zero. So basically though you felt yourself die multiple times before, you just felt yourself die 5 times. Your body was 5 times dead.
Nice.
Those of you who are like looking in and have decent perceptions, I think Synth Devil and even Armament, maybe you're doing it. As you're sort of looking up here, you see the gray figure kind of seeing that happen.
I like it.
Makes a little gesture to Meridian, and the Meridian form just grabs the head of yours and kind of slams it forward. I guess technically I'll make a roll because a natural one's a possibility, but doesn't happen. So
Only for-
that formation just goes again. So once again, you're stunned. You're just stunned right now. Lumen, you see her just like she looks completely catatonic. Bells and whistles are going crazy. With your medicine, you have some sense of what she's experiencing because you guys are like analyzing what's happening in
Sure.
Burroughs. You even hear Burroughs going, "Oh my."
Oh my god!
The computer's like,
so
shit.
as that happens,
Your computer's pressing F
with
in
that,
chat.
the gray figure you then see with the rest of its turn just kind of turns to. So now there's like both of those formations are gone. You see the gray figure sort of turning to the Meridian form there and just kind of go. And Meridian flies towards the door,
No, close it.
top speed. Captain Eldritch, having been ready for this, closes the door. And I need everyone who is standing there. So that is including a few formations. Oh, actually, the formations are stunned. They're just stunned. I need everyone standing there to go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw.
Wait, so I don't have to make the con save?
You're failing them. You're
gonna fail.
That's a 13 for me.
a 13.
Come
Okay.
on!
I'm gonna spend my D4.
Yeah.
To give myself a
I should've
Teleportia,
done
use your
that.
hero dice.
Yeah.
You can spend your D.
Yeah.
So roll your D4 if you're going to use it. That'll give you advantage on the roll.
Yeah.
I did not get it back. Okay, that's not so bad. But I have a feeling I'm not going to try to punch Meridian here to any real effect, so I'm going to throw my D12 on top of this,
Okay.
which is a 12.
Oh yeah.
So that's That's 38.
Cool. So this
37.
was not an absurdly high thing, but basically this is in response to Meridian contacting this thing. There is this like loud kind of just like massive booming noise. Those of you right there had to succeed on a DC 15 con save. If you failed, you will take 6 points of sonic damage.
No, I won't.
No.
Oh, unless your suit kind of goes. If you succeeded, you don't take any. And as kind of a few more formations just pop apart from that sort of sonic wave, none of you are sort of stunned. It's loud, but you see that the sounds continue that loud, not kind of that sudden, as the Meridian is just pom 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 pom.
Yep.
With your perception, even through all of this armament, especially since you're not affected by this, you see a tiny movement of that figure near the back, just kind of going like this, and the punches stop, and then the form of Meridian sort of disappears, and the rest of you, all you see are the swirling magical encasement, but you can make out armament. That Meridian has just gone back and laid down at the feet of the gray figure who sits and wait.
What a dick.
And the rest of you are just like,
Uh,
Is it still initiative?
we'll be out of initiative.
Lumen will run over, and I know she didn't really lose any like hit points and all that, but she
Oh no,
Can we
she's going
use-
to. So V, you are going to take, for failing that save, just that part of it. You are going to take 10 points of psychic damage.
Okay.
And then the charisma is also going to be psychic. And that will be 30 points of psychic damage.
okay.
So you are like, oh no, I'm so sorry. The charisma, wait, where's this down? Oh no, that is soul damage. Not that it matters. You take 40 overall, but you've taken like, but Burroughs is saying, oh, it appears that entity is capable of draining everything that makes a person all at once. And like Luminous, you're like over her. It appears that she is suffering severe stress from the experience, but she is not yet. She is not going to suffer permanent damage.
Okay, so I'm going to heal her.
Okay.
Let's see here. So
which sonic damage was it?
3d8. Here we go.
6 points.
One of them did psychic, and one of them did. Oh, sorry, yours was sonic.
Okay, so you don't get a lot back. You get 15 back, which is better than
I
nothing.
will-
And then I'm gonna ask. Synth is still here, right? Synth Devil.
No, Synth went.
No.
Us.
Who is here besides me?
Just
You.
you.
Ew.
Oh,
You're the one
Okay.
who stayed behind.
it was just me. Okay, so then you're unconscious, right?
She's stunned, but she's coming out of it. Here
Okay.
at this
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Apologies in advance for this. Lumen is not strong. She is going to drag the body to V's bed.
Which body?
Her body.
You are dragging V's body to her own bed.
Yes.
Understood.
I'm doing my
All right.
best. I'm
So
doing-
V,
Sonic.
she's like, apologies in advance, and now she's pulling you across the floor as you're kind of coming out of
What's
the
my arm?
Captain Eldridge is kind of saying, yeah, I don't think we should open this anymore, guys.
I am highly inclined to agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think this will? Can
Wait.
this hold Meridian?
Yeah, I hope so. I might need to get some. I'm gonna have a constant monitoring if that's all right with you. I'm gonna have somebody from the guild here.
I
Just
would
making sure.
100% appreciate that.
That was
That was
a
more
thing.
than I expected.
That was a thing.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I
But
got some
feel
things
like
to do.
We got some good data.
Hey. Sure.
I'm still just holding this headless body.
Yeah. That Who the hell's? Oh, that's Nathex. All right. Well, Nathex as the dinosaurian. Well, you didn't get Meridian because she's apparently up and around still. That's troubling. All right. Well, peace. He kind of just wanders away and disappears in that citric blast. Teleportia's portal's still open.
Citric. I've been hearing citrus.
I've been hearing citrus as
It
well.
is citrus.
Yeah, me too.
It's like citric acid.
Okay.
It's citrus.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like smells kind of that like that sharp, tangy. So he, but he'll kind of he disappears, and now Shinobi.
Now I just imagine it's like orange juice, and he's gone.
It is closer to lime, specifically. Yeah.
During the summer, it's iced margaritas.
Ooh. Shinobi Red just kind of gives you a look, Finton, and walks back through the portal. Like, you okay? Okay. She walks through. Synth Devil says, "That was fascinating."
You know what, Synth? I agree. And so I'll sling Dinosaurian over my other shoulder and carry both these bodies.
Yes. Oh, I will collect these samples. 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 Hey, I have a rule about cats not spamming in chat, okay? That was delightful. Well, in any case, in any event, as you guys all sort of go back into top care, boy am I glad Findan didn't die. That would have been Findan that would have been really bad. I would have felt really sad about that.
Oh, I had no plans to fight any of this, so.
Well, I had a D20.
Thanks for the hero dice, Philip.
Yeah, anytime. I had a D20, and I was like, would this gray thing use this right now to just move on this guy? I was like, nah. This gray thing's fine. This gray thing's.
All right.
So you are now back. You are all back in top care. You see, Lumen is currently dragging a half-conscious bee across the floor. Burrows is trying to reach down, like, please hold. She still has various electrodes hooked up to her mind for analysis. As the wires are getting stretched as you're being
It's like. Everything okay, Lumen? V?
Lumen will drop V, and she'll be like, "Oh, hello!" Like her hair's all frazzled. Like, so I'm glad all of you made it. Good news. I clamped down the Baron and Ice Queen's bodies after seeing what happened with Meridian, just in case. V experienced a new form of dying that I think is the worst thing that could possibly happen to any living creature. So we got a lot of data at quite a high cost to V. She may never be the same once she fully wakes up. I'm glad you are all okay. Armament, perhaps you would like to come here for healing. Perhaps you guys should put down those dead bodies and clamp them down instantly.
Wait, I'm gonna put my hand on Lumen's arm.
Please don't use your strength. Please, you are dying.
It takes your soul.
Please go to sleep.
Your soul. I'm like, V's just like, she can't process it, and she's trying to say, like, it takes everything that you are and replaces it with the gray, and I don't know where any of it goes.
Great data. We got great data. Yes. Yes.
I'm plopping down in a med bay thing and rescinding my armor to you see my ribs are. I have multiple broken ribs.
Yeah.
I'm gonna I'll hand the bodies off to Burrows. Burrows, if you get these on ice and locked down, I guess.
Interestingly, Burrows seems almost overloaded with how much is going on. Does accept, and then Dinosaurian's body goes very quickly over to the others and begins an analysis. Vectron's, the Narthex's body, Burrows kind of grabs and just kind of sets down on a thing. You have Vectron's armor. I assume you laid that down on another bed. But Burrows begins analysis, analytical insight, source V, takes away soul, takes away everything. I have no analytical data of the soul. Cannot measure. However, it does appear, and then you guys are seeing just on all the screens, like, yes, this explains the differentials between different bodies. So the meta out of game explanation of what's going on.
Ice Queen just made more saves, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Baron Darkness failed all 6.
Oh,
Baron Darkness rolled really
Oh.
bad.
Not
Ice
to
Queen
make light
failed
of the dead, but that's why the darkness cannot help you.
Sure. Ice Queen failed strength, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma. And as far as you can tell, the Dinosaurian, based on this new understanding, failed dex, con, and wisdom. Now, you do get the sense that a single failure is
it's
fatal. You're dead. Right. You go to 0 in any of these things, boom, dead, done. But you suspect that Meridian must have saved a lot. Out of game, I'm gonna tell you that Meridian.
Always just soul.
Meridian, she made every save except charisma, where she rolled a nat 1 and had already used all her hero dice. She got 25s on everything else. I had to use hero dice, and then a nat 1 on charisma, which means this thing has all of her but her will.
God.
Of all the
Cool
people
for
to
me.
happen to, that's the one.
So, in theory, my theory then, part of the reason why I grabbed Narthex, because I don't know the extent to which it can do this, is that it is the thing that it's replacing. We noticed that things were removed, right? It was like, is it? And I think it can take control over what it corrupts. So I thought it best to get Narthex's body out of there.
Burroughs will begin analyzing Narthex's body and will say, will inform you. Narthex's body seems to have experienced none of the degradation of the other bodies.
So it has to be the one that ends you. Also, Synth Devil, I'm sure we have a recording of it based off of the monitoring of our comms at the very least. I would like to know what it said. If there's a language if we can find out what that language was.
I did not recognize the language myself, and I know pretty much all of them, but this is a very interesting investigation. I shall get on it immediately.
Thank you.
Begins that. Burroughs will say, analysis. The corpse of Vectron does show latent, or what is remains of Vectron shows latent replacement akin to the other corpses.
What about like
Narthex's
dirt
body
stuff?
appears unaffected.
So it can do it. So it can do it. It just needs time. That's what it was doing.
It seems that
it was corrupting them.
I'll roll a thing. It appears that Burroughs. See, Burroughs is not the leaps. Burroughs will show you various stuff that seems to show. He'll show you like curves of degradation, and it seems just like over the hours, everything began to be leached out of that. Yes, it's a much slower kind of corrupting or leaching. Narthex's body also still has color on like the inside. The exterior of Narthex's armor is completely coated in like gray, like dust, but inside the body appears to have his like weird purple alien blood and everything.
Well, at least we know what we're up against now. And it's way worse than we thought. So
I don't know how we can fight it.
I could see if there's room for everybody on my home plane. You guys can just start fresh. This planet may just be left behind.
I don't know much in the way of magic. And I understand that most of the time seances are bullshit, but is there a way to talk to the dead?
Seems like a question for Captain Eldridge, right?
Although I suppose the
It's
one
double.
person we have here that would be useful in giving information to us doesn't have a head.
I, in fact, do know a spell that allows me to speak with the dead. But it often requires a head, or at least a mouth.
I'm sorry?
Synth Devil grins. You don't know much about alien physiology, do you? Specifically, Colavonian. Synth Devil, with like a flourish, just the fire rips open the armor of Narthex, and you do see that on the stomach are 3 strange orifices.
Well, no. And while this is good news, I sort of still wish I was unfamiliar with this particular bit of information. But
So, consider the questions you would like to ask of the dead. Fire, flame, burst, organ music. That is where we'll end tonight's session.
Lumen is. She's like, Mom, come pick me up. Like, this is not.
Mom, I'm done. I'm done, Mom. Mama? Mom.
But if she just thinks of the gray as like darkness,
No, see,
you know?
at this point, she's willing to like work with darkness, right? Like, this is too. This
What?
darkness can't do what gray can do. She's ready to report back and be like, "Hey guys, we've had it all wrong. Darkness, not that bad. Gray though, gray real bad."
Mom, I don't want to go to this school anymore.
Throw the whole bullshit out.
Well, you guys went in there. Really wasn't. I really wasn't expecting you to do that, but it made sense too, and I really.
it really did make sense too. But we have the information we have now.
I really could have killed any of you in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was really concerned. I was really pretty convinced that was the end of armament.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, me too.
I mean, honestly,
okay.
that eldritch barrier probably saved your life.
I still have 24 hit points left. I'm fine.
Yeah,
I was sure
didn't.
we were
I
losing
did not.
armament
The Eldritch Barrier did save your life because rather than because you should have taken because you hit a thing, you should have taken all the damage that you should have taken from the throw at that one moment because it was an impassable thing. But because it was an Eldritch Barrier, it instead just kind of did its own force and spread much of that out.
How much damage would I have taken there?
I'm gonna be utterly honest with you. I didn't really want to do the math, but let's do it.
I think it's a fun thought experiment.
The knockback range would be the attacker's long throwing range, which for Meridian, her long throw range is 4,160 feet.
Cool.
So that it is that.
What
is your brawn factor? So it is that divided by 2.
Okay.
So
2,000 feet.
2,080 feet. So basically 208 d6.
Cool. Yeah, I would have been paced.
Is
So
usually
Dan,
what that
let's
would have
say it
been.
again. Even though we're heroes, let's not be heroes.
No.
Oh man, I love being
Oh
dumb.
my god.
Great. That was great.
Just because you
Wonderful.
got the arms doesn't mean you just.
Lumen's like, how much does it cost to work lighting at V shows? This is not. What's the pay there?
That was so great
Yeah,
because
we'll
you guys
go through
had a
that.
plan and Armament was like, nah. I'm gonna get
I was
into
like,
this.
I had the time. Might as well get her out of there. Nope.
No.
Nope, she can stay
If you'd
in
gone
there.
to the Dinosaurian, you would have done it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now we know that at least we learned something.
Yeah. That.
Yeah. Imagine if we went in there to fight the thing without knowing that Meridian was under its control.
Yeah. Seriously, that would have been terrible.
Holy shit. That would have been. That's what we call getting screwed.
And probably just noped out at that point.
I like
Also,
how just as I'm figuring out how to use my power, like me as a player, just figuring out V's powers, I'm like, oh, so she can get really, 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 really fucked up. Okay. Scary.
Ugh.
Good.
God damn.
V has changed forever after that shit.
Yeah, that seems like a kind of life-altering experience.
She had her soul, like she felt her soul being ripped
No,
out.
their soul's the one thing that didn't get pulled out. You succeeded on that. You beat the DC
Oh.
25. You beat it one time.
Oh.
So
but I
you
felt
did
it.
not experience your soul, but you could. It's honestly like, because that's the one you resisted, that's the only one you could comprehend.
Right.
You're like, it can suck your soul out. Also, everything.
Everything, just literally all of it. This is
Oh,
a
man.
fucked up enemy.
Yeah.
Teleportia, get the Benadryl.
Oh, it's been here.
Oh man.
I have been
Uh,
cradling.
I
I
think we
don't
should-
know how we can fight that. Like, obviously, there's a whole campaign and stuff, but like, I don't know.
We're not.
I think the answer is carefully.
Carefully.
But I'm so happy that you guys did that, because I didn't want to tell you, like, you're having Burrows doing the analyses, and like, I've given you clues of it, but I was like, the only way they'll see is if it happens in combat. And V, formations are perfect ways to show you horrible deaths without, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Really,
Be the true
You're welcome,
MVP
everyone.
of today. Holy
Oh,
shit!
we need right
like,
now is
oh
a
my
monk.
gosh.
just
A
need-
monk would be helpful. Well, Shinobi Red it has the monk proficient in all saves, but I don't think Shinobi Red would really want to risk it.
No.
Also, Shinobi Red might take one punch and be like, okay, but
The second one.
I have to do it all again.
Yeah, because it's like you got 6 chances per punch, and you only got to fail one.
Yeah, fail one and you're done. It's just how much is left for it to play with. That's the idea. Meridian left it a lot. Way to go, Meridian.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Yeah.
fun,
good times.
lighthearted games as per you.
Thanks, thanks. For
and remember
tuning
when
in
you-
for
now-
our-
In fairness, you guys picked the Rumor Inc. opening, so you also didn't see all that fun stuff either.
right.
I'd say we saw the most fun stuff.
Yeah.
We did, honestly.
You saw much
that
more.
was still
The
worth
idea
it.
of a Yeti in a bikini really,
Yeah.
really got me through this session.
If there's
Also-
any fan art of this campaign that we need, it's that.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
in
Yeah, I like the
contrast
idea
to-
that all the fan art will not be
I'm
of
on
you; it
it.
will be just of other teams.
Yeah.
Right? Just everyone else, just not us.
Somebody's
I
like, I
also
want to
like
draw
that
these
memes
volunteers.
picked
Can you
on-
tell us more about all the volunteers, all their costumes? Yeah, sure.
I'm glad that we told off the UN guy.
You
No.
guys
Yeah,
pushed back
seriously.
against him.
Oh my gosh.
He's a cool dude. He's a
Although
cool
right
dude.
now, you know what? You're right.
Yeah, call him back. You know what? You're right.
Well,
Send
call
in the
the volunteers.
volunteers.
Yeah.
Volunteers can totally take over.
We're done.
Yeah, we'll just
Look
change the
real
name of the
quick and see
campaign.
If I
It's
think
okay.
any of the volunteers would even.
Yeah, would any of the volunteers be able to save against all that shit?
And they seem like they're just kind of
Survivor actually probably could.
Wow, of course.
The Survivor's whole
Would.
power is resistance to stuff and boost to her saving throws. So the Survivor might be like, honestly, in game, having heard about her today, that might be a person. If you do go up against this person,
Yeah.
you'd want to send at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eternal Flame could not. Flow could not. Lucky Charm actually might be able to. Red Sprite could not. Scrutiny 6 could not. Zap could not.
Red Sprite.
But such disdain in your voice when you said Zap could not.
So I'll peek behind whatever curtain. Zap rolled a 99. Zap is training beyond all human reason. So Zap is just a girl with a jetpack and ray guns. I would want her to because she's cool,
Wow.
but she doesn't have any her dex with them is crazy, but the rest of her stats are real human.
So you just made a human Ulaloom.
Basically, yeah, basically.
Well, thanks everyone for watching
right,
our
we're
impending
streaming.
doom.
I was wondering if you forgot we were still streaming.
I know, right?
I never remember that we're streaming. I'm too busy having fun herding.
Yeah.
You're in it. You're. You know.
And as a tune in next week to see how we almost die that
Okay.
time.
Another
no,
time.
No. Be upbeat. Tune in next week when we finally get answers from the stomach mouth of the alien Calvarian invader.
Yes.
Ugh.
Oh yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
And the fun is
So yeah, tune in next
Uh-huh.
week to watch us talk to
Yeah.
a stomach.
no, watch us have 3 orifices in an alien.
Oh, so maybe 3 stomachs. Stomachs.
I guess so. Then, if we, do we get a
stomachs.
separate speak with dead spell for each stomach
Please no.
or for each
He
mouth
could cast multiple ones for the different stomachs.
Please God.
or
No.
mouth? I guess.
Oh my gosh.
It's
He
just,
could.
True.
This will be hilarious.
Well,
this is my nightmare.
so I'm gonna be honest. I'm using a different weird physiology for him, so you can talk to him just because that's fun. But the thing was, this species. I came up with this for another thing, and it actually is completely different. It's not even a game. But I like the idea of a ruminant who speaks from one mouth, but all the eating are in mouths that are like directly connected to the
Oh
stomach.
yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah,
what
yeah.
it does
There
is
you
it puts
go.
food in one and chews it up and digests it. Then it has to take its hands and pull the food out of one mouth and put it into another.
Stop.
Very evolutionarily advantageous for
Anyway,
reasons beyond my
yes.
But what
So
they
have-
do, so I'm saying that they were called variants, so I'm saying this is what they do. What they do is they season it in between.
No.
So their dining experience is
No.
amazing because it's like, oh, it's not until I get to my third mouth that I
No.
put on these kinds of peppers.
For
Then that's
all
when the
y'all
spices really-
hardcore mother
No.
effers in the chat, thank you for sticking by. I'm going to go ahead and put the link to the Discord in the chat.
Oh yes.
Oh,
If
cool.
you'd like to
Yes.
join us on Discord, we'd love to have you there. Also, Long Lost Lore RPG on Instagram. And I'm just trying to talk, so he stops talking about
If you,
mouth
and
when he
in the
drinks
I mean,
Discord,
honestly.
join the Discord and I'll put in Calavarian multi-stomach recipes.
Yeah.
No.
Oh yeah.
We did it, everyone.
stomach.
Number 1 success.
Okay.
All right. Well, wonderful times. We will see you all next week. Thank you all so much. I'm so glad no one died.
Oh.
Are
Till
you?
next time.
How are you?
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Yeah. Bye.